All right, there you go. We're live streamed. It must be working. So give it a couple of minutes and we're good to go. Hey, well, welcome, Whānau. Of course, if you're joining me for the first time, well, actually, it's not the first time. There's 43,000 of you. You must be good to go on a Sunday evening. We're better than the 6 o'clock news, I would argue. I mean, it's either that or some nefarious fishing show on TV3. Hey, welcome. If you're joining me, I'm with Dr. Anthony Jordan. Welcome, Anthony.
Kia ora, tēnā koe.
Good to be with you, my friend. Good to be with you. Hey, if you're joining us, this is a conversation about COVID-19, of course, and the vaccine rollout. Look, you fellas know what I'm about. I can't do the conehead stuff, can't do the whole muck around and try and have a come to Jesus moment while everyone's filtering around in the background trying to figure out what's going on. So here we go. You've all sent me a whole lot of questions over the course of the last couple of weeks and the last couple of hours, all about the COVID-19 vaccine rollout here in Aotearoa, and also given the fact that we've got the Delta variant now in the community, and what a great day today. Hopefully the trend continues, 20 odd new cases. But you know what, we're doing a hell of a lot better than New South Wales is, so let me get that off my chest as a former Australian resident. So we're going to go through these questions. Anthony is a fantastic fella. He's the brains of the operation. Thank goodness both of us have got the looks. So let's start in on it. Anthony, welcome. Tell us a bit about your background, first of all, if that's all right.
Sure. So I'm a clinical immunologist, so that's someone who specialises in the immune system, and in the context of COVID, that extends to how we protect ourselves from COVID and using vaccination to support that. I grew up in Whangārei. Now I live here in Tāmaki Makaurau, and I work at Auckland City Hospital and am currently the clinical director for the northern region for the vaccine program.
Oh, I don't know what that was. So you're from up in the great land of Tai Tokerau, eh?
Yep.
No one will hold that against you. I mean, of course, I'm from the great central po of the Te Ao Māori world, otherwise known as Matakana Island. Well, central to Tarawa Waina mainly. Hey, look, really great to have you with us. You're an experienced person. You know what you're talking about. There's a lot of quackery out there and a lot of hoo-ha going on. And really, at the end of the day, our goal is to keep our whānau safe and to try and get as many people as vaccinated as we can. So I've got a list of questions, and maybe we just do a bit of a Q&A session, if that's all right.
Sounds good.
So the big question upon most people's minds is actually, how does the vaccine work?
So think of it as like a training run for your body, your immune system. So we show it a part of the virus in this case that doesn't cause the disease, so that your immune system, that system that protects you from diseases like COVID-19, is able to fight it off quicker and faster and more effectively the next time it comes around if you're ever exposed to it.
It's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple task. I mean, we've been having vaccines for years. I mean, whether it be measles, whether it be mumps, I mean, hell, even the flu shot to a large degree. I mean, this one's a little bit different because obviously COVID-19 is something pretty serious, and a lot of people liken it, oh well, it's just the flu. Well, it's not just the flu, is it?
No, and I think that's the flaw in the logic. You know, 4.5 million people have died from COVID-19. That's more than we've seen from flu in a similar sort of period of time. So it's not like the flu. It's 5 to 10 times more deadly, and people should be aware of that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's focus in on the vaccine itself now. So we've got the Pfizer vaccine. There's Moderna, there's AstraZeneca, there's a whole lot of other things going on. Hopefully not that Russian one, but anyway. So we've got the Pfizer vaccine. Love Russia. We've got the Pfizer vaccine. Tell us a little bit about, is the vaccine safe?
It is safe, and people should be very reassured that the technology behind mRNA vaccines has been with us for 2 decades now. In the early 2000s, it was specifically created as a vaccine technology. So that's quite a long time for us to be using this and researching it. But the 18 or so months that we've had the vaccine being developed for COVID-19 is still a pretty good amount of time to understand what it can do in terms of both of its effectiveness and also the side effects that we see. Remembering that hundreds of millions of people have received the Pfizer vaccine now across the world.
And I think that's one of the big things, isn't it? I mean, a lot of people out there are saying, well, it's only a recent vaccine. We haven't found a cure for cancer and all this other sort of stuff, but we can come up with this vaccine fairly quickly. But in many ways, that's because a lot of great minds have got together in a very short space of time to get this job done, right?
Yeah, and I think that's one of the takeaway messages from this whole thing. When humanity's challenged with something that threatens all of our mortalities, it's amazing what we can achieve.
Well, imagine what they can do for obesity. If they've got a pill in the making for me, I'll take it before bedtime. Hey, let's talk about how the Pfizer vaccine itself actually works. Can you give us a little bit of info on that?
Sure. So it uses something called mRNA, and so that's something we already have in our body. So it's a protein that kind of gives us a set of instructions on what to do. It's short-lived. It doesn't alter our DNA. So in this case, what we're doing is we're using that mRNA technology that we already possess and saying, okay, here's the recipe for what COVID-19, the virus, looks like, so that the cells can learn that, remember it, and then the next time around, when it sees it again, it's able to respond.
So let's just stay on mRNA if we can. Tell us a little bit about what does mRNA stand for? What is actually mRNA?
So the M stands for messenger, and RNA is the single strand of DNA, so to speak. So it's just one strand of it. So it's called ribonucleic acid. So it's the stuff that we're made up of, but it's just the messenger version that we're using. So it's not the base structure of our DNA. So a lot of people worry about it changing our DNA. It's not designed to do that.
Yeah, and that is one of the big things, particularly for Māori out there as well, and also Indigenous people more generally. There is that fear somehow. I don't even know where this one came from. That somehow it's going to manipulate our DNA, that all of a sudden we're going to wake up on Monday after having the first or the second jab and we're somehow going to be magnetized, or whatever the case might be. I mean, it doesn't have anything structurally to do with our DNA in terms of that sort of stuff, right?
I think that's the benefit of it, is it can't do that. There are DNA vaccines, but this is designed to be a messenger RNA, so it's not designed to incorporate itself into our DNA structure.
All right, so let's be really clear for our whānau out there. The Pfizer vaccine does not affect our DNA, so we need to blow that myth straight away, right?
Yep.
Yep, Kapai. All right, I think we just blew it. Hey, then there's some more medical related sort of questions. I mean, look, I'm a poster child for blood pressure medication. I've had my 2 jabs. I went in to see my GP, Ian, and these are some of the questions I asked him, and some of the questions coming through as well, such as, I'm on blood thinners. Should I have the vaccine?
Yes. The reason that people are asked sometimes about whether or not they're on blood thinners, it's just because we're injecting you with something. So it's to make sure that that we apply pressure at the area where you've had the injection, so that you don't develop a bruise there. All
right, so it's a pretty straightforward thing. So for all of those people out there on blood thinners, this is just another everyday vaccine that we can take. The other one that I've got here is I have an allergic reaction to a vaccine before. Should I get the COVID-19 vaccine?
So that's a good question. The evidence tells us that even if you've had a reaction to a different vaccine in the past, that you don't necessarily react to the COVID-19 vaccination. And remembering, allergic reactions to the Pfizer vaccine in particular occur in about 5 to 10 people per million. So it's an incredibly rare thing to see. And studies from overseas now are showing us that even people that may have reacted to the first Pfizer vaccine, there are things that we can do to make them tolerate the second one. So people should be pretty reassured that a previous reaction to a vaccine is not something that we can't work around.
All right, so that's a good myth to bust as well, because I know a lot of people are a little bit worried out there. Personally, I'm not immune to anything. Just want to. Oh, sorry. Hey, talking about immunity. The next question I've got here. This comes from Rob down in Rob up in Kaitaia. He says, "I have a suppressed immune system, or am on immune suppressants. Should I take the vaccine?"
Yeah, definitely. You know, Rob's one of the people that we would encourage to have the vaccine because his immune system needs significant priming to ensure it's able to fight off COVID-19. And one of the few groups that have been studied for a third vaccine are people who have immune systems that aren't working well. So I definitely encourage Rob to get vaccinated for his own protection.
No, awesome. Hey, thank you for that. And the other one, of course, that's frequent. I've got a pre-existing medical condition. Should I get the vaccine?
Yeah, definitely. Again, the people that tend to have the worst outcomes for COVID-19 are those people that have pre-existing medical conditions, kidney disease, you know, you mentioned hypertension, that's one, diabetes. So those are the people that we really want to protect against, you know, getting severely ill, ending up in hospital, or potentially dying from COVID-19.
For a lot of Māori males in particular, like me, I mean, I've survived, thankfully, 2 heart attacks, although I'm sure the National Party would hope I didn't survive 2 heart attacks. Any number of people waiting to back the concrete truck over the 6-foot grave for me. But, you know, as somebody who has high blood pressure, struggled with weight, and has, you know, pre-existing medical conditions, and that does play into our psyche as Māori males. How do we overcome that apart from listening to people like you and I?
Yeah, I guess sharing the information that they are the people that are most at risk, and they're the people that we most want to protect by vaccinating them early. And it was part of our prioritization plan to make sure those with pre-existing conditions and also those who are older than both you and I were protected early. Just a plug for you. So again, it's really listening to the messages. We don't say these things if we don't mean it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, that's a really good point, because a lot of this is, you know, the psychological stuff that sees Māori males in particular not get tested for things such as prostate cancer or bowel cancer and things like that as well. But more, it's about whānau, right? I mean, look, at the end of the day, I mean, if we leg it by age 50, then all of a sudden, you know, our whānau don't have us around anymore. We're not there. And interestingly enough, it's Father's Day today. It's been 20 years since my dad passed away, old Mitty. Best first name in the world, Midwinter was his name. Fantastic. We could never get to the bottom, Anthony, about why he was called Midwinter, by the way. But anyway, cop I him. But 20 years he's been out of our lives at age, you know, in his mid-40s. And this is the message for Māori males out there. You know, don't let this get you. Get vaccinated and just get the jab, because you'll be around, you know, for a lot longer with your whānau. I mean, my dad didn't live to see his some of his grandkids or great-grandchildren.
And that's a really important message. As we see younger people getting sick and dying from COVID-19, it reminds us that just because we think we're young and we may be protected, that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, there's only a few questions left. One of them is, once vaccinated, do I still need to be, you know, get a test? So, for example, we've got the Delta outbreak here in Tāmaki and Auckland at the moment. You know, should people still get tested even if they've had the double jab?
They should. The vaccine's not 100%. People still can get COVID-19 through the vaccine, and it's tricky because they may not have symptoms, or they may have very mild symptoms. And we all know that sometimes we just brush these things off and think, oh, well, I've had my vaccine, I shouldn't be getting it. But there is the possibility that a very small proportion of people can still get COVID, and it feels very mild.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, and then another question that's just popped in is it safe to take paracetamol before receiving the COVID-19 vaccine?
Yeah, I think a lot of people have asked that question, just, you know, to stop a fever, stop the muscle aches or any headaches as side effects, and it's fine. Some of the other vaccines, you know, they say you can't take things like Brufen, ibuprofen with the vaccines, but not in this case.
So good, that's a good point. So paracetamol, yes, for the COVID-19 Pfizer vaccine, and also ibuprofen, so the Nurofen stuff.
Yeah, and some people take it afterwards, some people take it before. It doesn't affect how well the vaccine works. It was looked at to see if it, you know, sort of muted it a bit, but it doesn't seem to have any effect.
I'd take a cheeseburger if we went a level 4, but anyway. Hey, and in terms of where can we get the vaccine, there's a lot of conjecture out there at the moment about the booking system, for example, that the different age groups that have been staggered over the last few months. But essentially for Māori, they are already able to go into a GP practice or go into an organisation like Waipareta, who's doing a fantastic job out there in West Auckland, or any number of organisations, Hauora around the country, and get their vaccine, right?
Yeah, and we've been in Tāmaki, we've been very clear with our people that actually just go and get your vaccine. You know, the prioritisation plan now is just to get everyone vaccinated. And even before that, we're encouraging Māori and Pacifica to get vaccinated as early as possible, even potentially slightly out of the sequencing, just because we knew they were the people that were most likely to have a bad outcome if COVID spread amongst their community. And what we're experiencing right now is exactly what we were worried about.
Yeah, absolutely right. So quick fire round now. It's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire sort of thing. Quick fire. And this is about the misinformation that's out there, right? So number one, if I've had 2 jabs of the Pfizer vaccine, I'm 3 weeks in. If I put a fork to my forehead, it's not going to stick, right? And by the way, I've done it and it doesn't. But anyway, from a medical expert, that's absolute nonsense, isn't it?
It is. And don't stick forks in your head. It's a bad idea.
Yeah, very bad idea, Whānau. Don't be a Matthew and stick a fork on your head. The other one that's going on out there, that somehow this is about the government, and I know this sounds stupid, but it is a conspiracy theory, that somehow the government are doing nothing more than registering us, and that somehow this COVID-19 vaccine has little things in it that are tracking us. I mean, I can't believe that's even a thing.
Yeah, you know, people who believe in conspiracy theories sort of find fertile ground wherever they look. If we really wanted to, you know, monitor anyone, everyone carries phones these days. You know, you wouldn't put people into a pandemic and lock countries down, you know, put their GDP at risk, all those other things that make governments tick. It just doesn't really add up, does it?
No, it doesn't. I mean, we all have SIM cards. I've got 4 SIM cards. We've all got a SIM card in our phone. I mean, you know, my goodness, everyone's on the old Facebook. Hell, they're even on TikTok now. Me too. I'm on TikTok. You should see some of my dances. Hey, look, that's it for me. I really do appreciate you coming and joining me for a quick chat for everybody online tonight. If the video didn't quite work, I've recorded it, so we'll upload it, everyone. So don't be worried about that. But I guess the central message, Anthony, is this, right? I mean, at the end of the day, this is not just about us as individuals getting the vaccine. It's for our whānau. It's for our communities, and it's really to get us all back to where we want to be, which is not having to live our lives constantly in lockdowns.
Yeah, and that's the best message we can tell each other is exactly that. This will allow us to gain some sort of semblance of normality, which is all where we want to be in the future.
Absolutely. Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. Thanks for tuning in. I know it's Sunday evening and you're all going to go and do your dinner prep and have your kai. But look, the message is pretty clear and pretty simple. Look, don't believe all the naysayers, the soothsayers and conspiracy theorists out there. Go and get the jab. It's not just about you. It's about all of us. It's about your whānau. It's about your tamariki and your mokopuna, and particularly for our Māori males that are out there. You know, look, just tough it up. If you have a problem with the needles, like I have a problem with the needles, trust me, as somebody who's had both the double jab, it does not hurt that much. All right, it's just a quick little thing and it's done. But please go and get the jab. Hey, I'll be posting some information on this little video link. But Anthony, thank you so much for taking time out of your Sunday. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on, and if it was up to me, you'd already be New Zealander of the Year, mate.
I'm not sure about that, but thank you very much, and I'm always happy to help and catch up again soon.
Awesome. Ka pai. Kia ora. Thank you.
Kia ora.